What is up, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts. Today, you've got me, John, and also Persephone.
Hi.
Rude. Anyway, today we got our first Blazing Vortex reveals, and all, not just art, but also like cards. And guess what? Armed Dragon's got like a full revamp, like 10 new cards. I have read literally nothing. I'm extremely excited to talk about these cards because Konami, this set's going to be a banger if these cards are any kind of good. We'll just say that. So anyway, without further ado, let's just jump in. Let's start off with our Armed Dragon Thunder, level 10. Clearly a boss monster. He's obviously level 10. He's a wind dragon effect monster. 3,000 attack, 2,000 defense. And you can apply one or more of the following effects according to this card's attack if it was special summoned by a dragon monster effect. According to this card's attack. What the heck? Okay. First, okay. If it has one or more, the following, according to this card's attack, if it was special summoned. Alright. This card's name is treated as Armed Dragon level 10. Okay. 10 or more cannot change control. Okay, so I guess your opponent can't steal this card, can't be cracked down. Okay. 100 or more cannot be destroyed by battle. Also fine. 1,000 or more, once per turn during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard to target one other card on the field, destroy it, and if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack. That is a great effect. Finally, one of these is like really good. Someone card from your hand to the graveyard. So just discard a card, essentially. Not actually discard a card. Then target a card on the field and destroy it. Destroy any card, just dried it. Okay, nice. And then 10,000 or more, once per turn, you can destroy all other cards on the field. No big deal. No big deal. Just once per turn, destroy all other cards on the field. Totally fine. Okay, so this effect really seems really weird, but it seems like you're almost always going to guarantee get the first 4 effects, which is, this is the most important one in my opinion, that fourth one, where you're getting essentially that Dryden. It's a disruption. I like that. We'll just have to see how easy this card is to be summoned, because it does not have an effect that summons itself. So we'll get into that. Next up, we have Armed Dragon Thunder, level 7. This is another Wind Dragon, level 7, 2,800 attack, 1,000 defense. You can only use this card name, second and third effects once per turn each. First effect says this card is treated as Armed Dragon level 7 while it is face up or in the graveyard. Second effect, you can send a monster from your hand to the graveyard, send this card from the field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one level 10 or lower Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck. That would be our big boy, which would then trigger all of his shenanigans. Okay, so I like that. This guy can get him into there. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a dragon monster's effect, that also seems to trigger his own effect, or like be triggered by his own effect. You can add an Armed Dragon card from your deck to the hand. Any Armed Dragon card. That seems good. One thing I will say is, again, this is a level 7 monster that does not seem to summon itself, so as long as we can efficiently get him onto the field to get his effects popping off, he's gonna get us pretty far, it seems. Alright. Moving on, we've got, of course, Armed Dragon Thunder, level 5. This is another Wind Dragon, level 5, 2,400 attack, 1,700 defense. You can only use his second and third effects once per turn each. First effect, of course, is he's treated as Armed Dragon level 5 while face up or in the graveyard. Second effect, you can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, send this card from field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon a level 7 or lower Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck. And the third effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a dragon monster's effect, you can add one level 5 or higher wind dragon monster from your deck to the hand. That is interesting because it adds any level 5 or higher wind dragon. That's somewhat generic. It's not entirely generic because, you know, wind dragons, like dragons are generic, but wind specifically, maybe this works with Dragoonity pretty well. I'm curious on that. What I like about these effects also is the second effect's triggering by sending a monster from your hand to the graveyard, but their effects to search trigger if they're just sent to the graveyard to activate the monster's effect. So it seems like you're trying to discard the other ones to trigger their effects, and I'm not sure. I want to say that these third effects also trigger if they're the monster you send from field as well. If you do, it totally makes up for that advantage loss, being like sending a monster to get to the next, like, you know, level up. But yeah, seeming pretty strong, getting a lot of searches here. Taking us to our small boy. I always love the design of Armed Dragon level 3 for some reason. This is obviously Armed Dragon Thunder level 3. It's always treated as Armed Dragon level 3 while face up or in graveyard. Second effect, you can send a monster from hand or grave, send this card from field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon a level 5 or lower Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck. So of course, you're just going from level 3 to level 5 to level 7, and they search as well. Let's see, if this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a dragon monster's effect, you can draw one card. Okay, it's not a search, so it doesn't guarantee you the next monster in your hand to be able to send to like keep going up, but it is nice. It is still a +1 at the end of the day, especially if you're sending a monster that makes up for itself when it's sent as cost for that. All right, and now we have the last, it seems to be another boss monster here. We have Armed Dragon level 10 white. I wonder if this is just lore for when like Chaz joined like that evil cult. I can't even remember what it was called. Maybe that's what this is supposed to be. But anyway, this is light. This is Armed Dragon level 10 white. It's a light dragon special summon effect monster. It's level 10, of course, 3,000 attack, 2,000 defense. He cannot be normal summoned or set. He must be special summoned by his own effect, and you can only use this card's first effect once per turn. First effect, you can banish armed dragon monsters from your field or graveyard with a total level of 10. Has to be 10 exactly? Weird. Special summon this card from your hand, then you can add a white veil from your deck to your hand. Interesting. Second effect, you take no effect damage, whatever, not that important. And the third effect, at the start of the damage step, when this card attacks, you can destroy one card on the field. Again, that's nice removal. It does take your battle phase, but assuming you're dropping this card in the middle of, just like the middle of the game, not at the beginning of the game, you're going to be able to walk into something. You're still a 3,000 beater walking over something while also getting to pop something else. Also, that does not target. Nice. I think it's a pretty interesting card. We'll have to see what White Veil does to really see if this card's worth. Next up, we have Armed Dragon Flash. It's a quick play that you can only activate once per turn. It says special summon a level 3 Armed Dragon monster from your deck in defense position. That seems pretty good. Just E-telly out for your starter card, your best starter, it seems. Okay, I like that. Next up, we have Armed Dragon Blitz. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. You cannot special summon monsters during the turn you activate this card except for dragons. Okay, so locks you into dragons. Target one armed dragon monster you control. Take control of one monster with this. I'm sorry. Take one monster with the same name from your deck or graveyard and either add it to your hand or special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. If you special summoned the monster, it cannot attack directly. Whoa, okay, so that's kind of a lot going on there. I'm kind of trying to check here. This is... Okay, so it seems like this guy's quick effect to pop something is not a hard once per turn. So it looks like if you already put him on the field, you could just put another one of him on the field and then just have double Dridents essentially, which is honestly pretty cool. It's a normal spell, but not terrible. I mean, it just helps you essentially just search a target to be able to send to trigger their effects, just hand fodder to get them their ability to rank up into that level 10 guy, which is what you're aiming for. Not bad, honestly, not bad. Next up, we have Armed Dragon Lightning. Continuous spell. You can only use this card's name's first effect once per turn. First effect, you can target one Armed Dragon monster you control, then activate one of these effects. It gains 1,000 attack times its level, or add one Armed Dragon monster with a lower or equal level to that monster from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, I mean, it's once per turn, though, so it's continuous. So it's every turn, kind of restock your hand. That's honestly not terrible. And the second effect, if an armed dragon monster you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you can send this card instead. Okay, so it's okay protection effect, but mainly it's once per turn, recycle an armed dragon from grave. It's really not the worst. It's not amazing, though. It is searchable, though, so maybe it's just a one-of to help you kind of recycle stuff. That could be a thing. And then our last card here, we have Armed Dragon Thunderbolt. You can only use either this card's first or second effect once per turn and only once that turn. So you can only pick one of these. You can't do both. First effect, target an armed dragon monster you control. It gains 1,000 attack for each armed dragon monster in your graveyard with a different name with an equal or lower level to that monster, but all battle damage that monster inflicts to your opponent becomes 0 for the rest of the turn. And the second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard to target an armed dragon spell in your grave and add it back to your hand. All right, we made it. This card is not so good, I think. I mean, it's basically just battle shenanigans allowing you to get over anything, but, like, you're not dealing battle damage. Like, I don't understand. Like, this card would actually be somewhat interesting just on the fact that, like, it could give you a one-shot kill, potentially, at some point in a duel. But it doesn't let you deal any damage, so meh. The Grave Effect's actually not bad, though, adding back a spell, but you got to get engraved first, so meh on that card. I was kind of hoping it was another disruptive card. This card's fine. It gets you a card back from your grave every turn, so that's actually pretty good because you're going to put them in grave turn 1 automatically, so that's, like, fine. This card and this card are pretty good engine cards. This card just getting you to a discard, which is really nice, just guaranteeing you another discard. And this card just getting you to Armed Dragon level 3, that's also very, very important. Very, very huge. I'm curious if you could just, like, Guard Dragon LP out the level 3. I guess you could, but, like, and then as long as you just have, like, another Armed Dragon monster in hand, you're just like, boom, to level 5, boom, to level 7, boom, to level 10, and now we chillin'. It's not terrible, you know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. Very cool. All right, I think the deck is really interesting. I'm curious. Like, the thing here that's going to be hard to piece together is exactly how a deck like this will fit with other dragon support. There's nothing, like, there's no restrictive effects. The only restrictive effect is from Armed Dragon Blitz that locks you into dragons. But you're trying to combine this with other dragon archetypes, so, like, ending Heavenly Spheres plus Borreload Savage plus Armed Dragon Thunder level 10, you've got Dryden, you've got to bounce and summon anything from deck, and you've got an Omni Negate. That's pretty legit. I wonder how easy that is to obtain, like, combo-wise. Also, I wonder about bricks, you know, because obviously you have to play these, you have to commit to these in the main, but you also want to draw 1+1 to discard. So there's definitely some clunkiness here, but there's definitely, I love the designs. I think this set is already off to a hot start because I think everybody that watched 5D, or not 5Ds, GX is already going to be a big fan of these. These are some of the cooler things, one of the cooler archetypes that appeared in GX for sure. A lot of people love this archetype, and I'm happy for it because now it, like, does 2020-esque things. It does real things. So yeah, that's mainly it. I'm just excited to see how it combines with other generic cards because I don't think it'll do a ton by itself, but maybe just as an engine paired with other stuff. You've got 3 copies of this plus 3 copies of this, and that could be enough to just have an engine to splash in with another dragon, with other dragon stuff. So that's going to do it from here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know your thoughts down below on the new Armed Dragon stuff. This is the beginning of Blazing Vortex. This isn't fire, which is interesting. They're all wind, but I'm still really curious to see where else this set wants to go, because I think this is a pretty cool start to the casual players. Maybe competitive. I don't think this is overly competitive, but still, it's cool, and collectors as well. So great start. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, and peace.